You're listening to the Bantering Bohs Show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Bohs fans, it's your boy JR. Do you like to shop? Of course you do. Amazon is everything you need. I mean, literally, everything you need. From Amazon Fire tablets to the latest Blu-rays and video games, all you got to do is just click on that Amazon banner on our website, thebanteringbohs.com. And if you really want to help us out and support the whole thing we got going on here, then please do us a favor. Do all your shopping through our Amazon page here at the Bantering Bohs. Thank you.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, he has come up to the post.
Hola.
I like the second one better.
You're the winner yesterday, and I just want to say thank you to Marilyn for having me, and or something.
Or something. And he's peeled out on his 19.
And that's all we're gonna say about Preakness. Fair enough.
Are you kidding me? You're going to be using that as the banter,
huh? It might as well be, but
I mean,
I could have made a banter about it. But
if that one certain person decides to discuss the incidents that happened in Baltimore and use that as the build-up beforehand, Casa, really? I mean, I know we know what happened in Baltimore, the riots and everything else, but Casa, do you have to freaking use that as your intro or whatever to talk about it?
Of course I do, Bradley, because I have no tact and I'm a human pile of living excrement.
Pretty much. It's like, let's talk about the Charm City and all of its charm. How about them riots? Off. Jesus.
No, Bob was, of course, here yesterday in town doing what he does best, covering all the big sporting events when he has no idea what he's going to talk about. But he is a rebel-rouser, as they like to say.
Rebel-rouser.
And
Yeah,
he just likes to start trouble. He likes to piss on ashes and try to reignite that fire.
Pretty much.
And it just, we're live in Baltimore, and just 3 weeks ago, who would have thought that this we'd be having a Preakness? Because there were the riots in Baltimore, and my good friend Brian Williams was right there in the center of it.
That's
He was
right,
there throwing
Bob.
bricks.
I threw a brick at a police officer and said, "Death to you, Whitey. Blacks rule." You're suspended again, Brian. I don't care. I'm not even living here.
I'm just going to go watch my daughter on Girls again.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that guy. Both of them. You know what?
Yeah, seriously.
I have nothing against NBC, but maybe those two guys I might, I don't know.
I really wish they could have a fight to the death in a chamber where the
Celebrity death
deathmatch.
where
Now
the
I'm in,
ceiling
yeah.
is coming down and it's got sharp objects on it, and neither of them make it out of the cage. Just saying.
Yeah. That'd be pretty good.
No. You give them a slice of hope that they could just dangle a key, just like right thing, and they have to fight for it. But then, right as they get close to it, nope.
How about some
Take it away.
cheese? Rats like cheese, right?
Not yet. My bad. We live in a culture that in many ways grows more stupid and graceless by the moment.
Yeah.
Kind of like your whole life, you fat scumbag. He's going into the Broadcast Hall of Fame for being a dick.
Yeah. The only thing I can pretty much say to him is pretty much,
Fuck you, Slater.
yep.
Yep.
Time to start.
This is the Bantering Bohs Show. Brian Thomas, the movie buff. From movie news and reviews to the most useless movie facts you don't need to know. Brian is the true connoisseur of Hollywood. Brad Beals, the video game guru. From the latest trending gaming reviews to highlights of the best games you're not playing, there's a reason we call him Game Genie. James Revere, the sports fanatic. From game recaps to stats to insight on the latest sports controversies. Move over, Bob Costas. JR will run you over. And now, here are your hosts, the Bohs.
Welcome, everyone, to the Bantering Bohs Show. My name is Brian Thomas, and joining me, as always, is the rest of the Bohs. Mr. JR.
Welcome to Thunderdome, punk.
Or as Bradley would call it, something else. Oh, yeah, Mr. Brad Beals is joining us as always, too.
What a lovely day.
Huh? What's that?
What a lovely day.
Oh, it's in there somewhere. Anyway.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yep. This is the show where we recap the latest news and hot topics in video games, sports, and movies, and then banter about them. Happy Sunday, everybody, or when you're listening to this, it's a brand new week. It's a brand new, we're
Just
approaching the end of May.
another mucking fun day.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Mind the Gap Monday. Anyway, how you boys doing?
Oh,
Finals.
Yeah, finals.
Finals.
More.
little charbroiled, but hanging in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little bit toasted, just a little crispy.
A little crispy. He is a little red. JR recently ran a mud run. What do you call it?
Yeah, Warrior Dash.
Warrior Dash.
Warrior
That's
Dash.
right. Yeah, Warrior Dash. About how far is that, JR?
Yeah, 3.1.
Okay.
Just a 5K with a bunch of things to make you go, what?
I know you're talking about the ladies in the,
Oh, that's it.
ladies in mud.
I mean, come on. What else do you need right there?
JR's in the
How
back.
else you get through it?
JR's at the back of the line. I'm going to start in the back. And then in his mind, he's thinking,
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
At least 8 times.
nothing is more motivating than, and call me sexist, but yoga pants or short shorts.
Always keep your eyes on the prize if you
Yeah.
want to finish the race.
Oh, but
Yes, you can. Yes, I can.
And I will, too.
Yeah.
But I don't know you. I will.
I will. Yes. Anyway, though, well, let's see if there's anything else that was awing and inspiring out there in the sports world.
Hope you're not talking about the Orioles.
They won today, right? No?
Yeah, finally. I mean, I'm not going to cite the pitching.
Maybe it wasn't the Orioles. I don't know.
It's been absolutely outstanding. My favorite topic of discussion: who the hell is this new guy named Ubaldo Jimenez, and where did he come from? He's now up to 3-2 with a 2.42 earned run average.
It's my dog.
The only problem is
One of your cousin Holmes.
Hey, we spent Cinco de Mayo together, and we even went to go celebrate after the race yesterday. Because our
we might hit the worm in there.
like, me and my boy Brian, we like to play cash outside, it's good time. But
we hang out with Pacquiao after that so-called fight, and then we just go celebrate with some tequila and Don Cool.
it's like the weird thing is, though, Pacquiao sounds Mexican, but he's actually
not.
Filipino.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
scary.
no.
Damn it.
I like to thank Floyd Mayweather for such a good fight tonight. I still say I kick his butt, but it's okay. No! It's another story for another time. You fight ducking. Okay. Yeah, anyway, we all know that was crap. The defense has been absolutely atrocious, though. Let's go back to the Blue Jays series. Just one series ago. Orioles are somewhat right there. It's 2-2. 3 errors. We end up losing to the Blue Jays 10-2 in the span of 2.5 innings. Enter the Angels, who were the best team in the American League last year, but we still beat them. But once again, defense and no offense comes into question as we drop the first game of the series 3-1 with just a lone solo shot from J.J. Hardy to make up for the offense. Yesterday, the wheels come off of the defense to cost Ubaldo a outstanding gem of a game he pitched as we lose 6-1 with our lone run coming off the bat of Mr. Steve Pearce, who has been hitting well below the Mendoza line, which is below 200 for all you people who don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Me included.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
And knowing's half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
So today was supposed to be Bud Bastard. I'm sorry. Bastard punk. Today was supposed to be Bud Norris's turn in the rotation, who is pitching to the tune of a 1-4 record with a 9.88 earned run average, which for the layman baseball fan out there basically means he sucks right now. He's fighting bronchitis, has dropped about 12 pounds in the last 3 days. That's how vicious of a sickness he's got right now.
Wow.
So the Orioles call up 2013 minor league pitcher of the year Mike Wright to make his major league debut today.
Suit up!
Suit up he did. He goes 7 1/3 innings, allowing just 4 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Orioles slammed the door on him this time, 3-0. Can't say more about the kid. He was outright nasty. I mean, 98-mile-an-hour fastball with movement, comes back at him with like a 72-mile-an-hour changeup. You're not doing much to catch up to that. I mean, first strikeout of the game was reigning AL MVP Mike Trout. So that kind of says something about his skills. That's pretty much most of the Oriole news as it stands right now. Jonathan Scope may be back before the All-Star break. He has started baseball-related activities. Matt Wieters' target date for his return is June the 4th. I think. Oh, and the crowd favorite, that is Ryan Flaherty. Awful. He is back on the disabled list once again. He came back too early. So that's about it there. Start a 3-game series with the Seattle Mariners on Tuesday. On to... we'll save that one for last. Go to the Capitals, or as most of the bandwagon fans out there, yes, I'm talking to most of you because you don't even know what hockey is. The Crapitals, as you've been calling them, or the Choke It Downables, or whatever else other slanderous things you want to say. Capitals lose in grand fashion against the New York Rangers after being up 3-1. They find a way to lose the next 3 games straight. So there's an half their roster seems to be a free agent this year, so it might be a year of transition.
Yeah.
So hold on to your buckle your seatbelts there, Caps fans. It might be a little bumpy for the next year or two. I personally don't know the whole turnover in hockey, so I could be talking out my ass. But anyway, yeah, we'll just go with that.
Yeah.
You drop the puck. Pun intended. Let's see, what else are we dealing with? Oh yeah, there's a horse race or something yesterday.
Something about drinking. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know a lot of my friends.
The richest of the rich, and
The poorest of the poor, and the drunkest of the drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk, definitely. All I know is a bunch of my friends.
Brooklyn Park, Essex, and Dundalk get together in the running of the urinals.
Brilliant!
But then they said, oh, this might make Baltimore look bad. Let's put them almost far apart that they can't quite jump on them, and we'll end up with hilarious viral videos on YouTube.
Yeah. And we'll charge ticket prices.
Yeah.
So-
How much does it charge? Do they
For
charge
the
to go
mug
to
cup.
Oh yeah, the Mug Club now. Can't bring coolers or tailgate or anything, but you can pay in...
Boating's still free, right?
Let's hope so. But you can bring in a massive amount of money by charging people a flat rate to drink as much as they want in the beer garden, and then run on top of urinals. So they're covered in either
It gets
end.
pretty nasty down there. I would say I didn't know. When you said about the mud run, I was like, did you go down to Preakness? Or
Well,
That's not mud I would have been running at.
yeah.
Although they did say they pumped the mud in from somewhere.
and given the fact that it just happened as the horses came up to the post, straight downpour of torrential rain.
Oh, severe thunderstorms all over the Maryland area yesterday.
Yeah.
And I still, my question at the time of the day was like, are they going to run the race even if there is thunderstorms or whatever? And I guess that answers my question. So.
My guess is if a horse hears a bolt of lightning, it's going to run faster than even the trainer knows it
Culture
can
that in
run.
many ways grows more
shut up.
stupid and graceless by the moment.
Take that red eye and shove it where the sun don't shine.
My eyes can't get any redder. No.
They
If
could.
you do a couple urinal runs.
They could if I punched you there. Anyway,
Right down the hatch, right?
yeah, that vodka and that dirty stripper you were with. That's how he got syphilis. He used his eye, and that's just weird. So, I'll say though, I may have gone one of these days to an infield fest, but the lineup of bands this year was kind of crap.
I never
they
heard
didn't,
of any
like
of them.
advertise who was going to be. We've had Train.
Dude, it was like
Train.
one year it was like ZZ Top and Skrillex, and I'm like,
Yeah.
That's an
I'd
interesting
go
one.
for that. It's a weird ass combination, but I'd go for that. But this year it was Armin van Buren, who's been a mainstay on the house circuit of DJs for about the last 15 or 20 years.
Yeah.
And Childish Gambino, who is any Community fans out there, his first name escapes me, but last name is Glover. That's all I got.
Wow.
So yeah, not a lot to go. Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, I need to go to this now.
I need to waste a lot of money and put a funny hat on and pretend like I'm a pompous, arrogant prick.
It's probably because they thought the riots were still going on.
Probably.
That's probably why.
That's the way CNN is broadcasting it
They're like,
anyway.
"Look, we really want you coming to Infield Fest, but in Baltimore? Oh hell no!"
They probably had the likes of Rush or Rush and Metallica for Infield Fest. Wait, are the riots still going?
Let's go live to our Baltimore correspondent, DMX. DMX, tell us how you doing down there.
We'll give it to you.
I'm trying to do. Trying to make a little cash.
Thank you, Father God. First time I prayed.
So,
And now we go down live to the casting of The Wire Season 5.
My God.
that was the whole series right there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But anyway, though, American Pharaoh, the beast to win the Kentucky Derby.
That's a beast, James. God damn, he was big.
That's what she said.
Awkward.
Yeah, he wins the Preakness. So now, of course, everyone's saying, "Oh my God, will we have a Triple Crown winner?"
You say that every darn year.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what happens every year? They get to the Belmont. The horse gets boxed in by the other guys because they're like, "Oh, I got a better odds. I get better money if I beat you. I'm going to box you in."
They get to the Preakness, and all of a sudden, Apollo Creed just appears out of nowhere. I'm going to run this race. I've been resting for 2 years. I'm going to win. And they do.
No,
and they have a Russian in there,
that's
Mr. T, and Tommy Gunn's in there, too, I think.
See, that's what happens. The Preakness and the Belmont Stakes. You get those horses that
But
don't run in
who
the
cares? Nobody cares.
Because there's money on it. That's why.
No, but there's these people that, especially the locals here, they're like, "Oh, did you catch that? Did you see who won American?" They don't care because they don't know dick about it.
Exactly. They're like, "Who's racing again?"
They're going to just build
I have another. I thought I was ordering a drink.
All we know is we're drinking, we're wasting money, and I don't care because I've had 12 shots. So yeah, if anybody gives a crap about horse racing, the Belmont's sometime soon.
Just send them to the glue factory.
That's about it.
Sorry.
It's about the pasture first.
Actually, I'd send them out to pasture. There's good money in that from what I keep reading.
Apparently.
Bradley would be good at a stud farm.
What?
I don't know how to spell it.
I know. I was like, what?
That's just awkward.
Random.
Yes.
Because you're hung like a... No? Okay.
But if anybody wants
Good
any,
save. Good save.
Compliment, finally.
anybody wants any good commemorative...
Not that I would know about that.
Awkward moments.
This is going on the outtake show. I know that.
Damn it, Takai. How the hell did you get back in here?
You say horse, you say hung.
Oh, my.
Get out of here.
Oh. But yeah, if anybody wants any commemorative stuff for Preakness, because there's usually a boatload of them, you can always check out on our Amazon page on banteringbohs.com and pick up some random crap so you can actually look like you give a crap about horse racing, even though you're just doing it because I asked you to nicely. And last but not least, little bit of Raven news. Jarrett Johnson, I-95 as we came to call him for quite a few years here. He signs a 1-year contract to officially hang up his boots as a member of the Baltimore Ravens. Possibly a Ring of Honor induction later on. He was a good player, but I don't know if he was good enough to warrant being immortalized like some of the other.
Not like Ed Reed, no, but
Exactly.
he had some plays.
We'll always remember that hit on Hines Ward in the playoffs.
Oh,
Hines Ward had twisted a full 360 degrees, and he was still smiling somehow. Look at it.
I see a pattern here of us against NBC. Just saying tonight.
Oh, I got no problem with that. There actually also brings up a good point when you mention Ed Reed. There is some people have asked him, and he's been really not committal on it. How would you feel about a statue of Ed Reed on Unitas Plaza with Unitas and Ray Lewis?
I say no. I don't think he didn't deserve it, but what Ray symbolized, I don't think Ed Reed was quite there. I don't know.
Up to the
Help
level,
me out here.
Up to the level of
Different
just
positions, but still. I'm
taking you're going to side with the obviously to bring it up there, or
I think honestly, people on his level. you take Jonathan Ogden, first Raven in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
I would understand building him a statue because
Yeah.
he is the prototypical build you want on a left tackle. Best to play the position in our generation. I can understand giving him a statue. Ray Lewis, same thing.
Yeah.
Best linebacker to ever play the position. Ed Reed, I would give it to him just for the fact of the same thing. Quite possibly the best free safety to ever play football, and more than likely another one of the Hall of Famers for the Baltimore Ravens.
All right.
So I think it could just be a thing of you make that like Hall of Fame plaza. I mean, Johnny U with what he did for the team and kind of symbolized
Kind of like how they did it
Baltimore.
over at Camden Yards, kind of like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I can live with that.
I can understand, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I would go that far, and then you can keep the
But
Ring
if
of
you're gonna-
Honor for people like, Jared Johnson or Todd Heap or something
Right.
like that. We miss you, buddy.
Yeah, we do.
And last bit of very good news: the New England Patriots. Oh yeah,
Yeah, go.
Bet your ass we're
Yeah.
talking about this.
we are.
First off, they made another wonderfully idiotic decision,
Sorry.
and they released Kyle Arrington, a Pro Bowl slot cornerback, and just in Ozzy's typical fashion, he says, "Hey, you want to get back at him? You want to play for me? I'll give you everything that they just cut so they didn't have to pay for you. I'm in." So they signed Kyle Arrington to a 3-year deal with $2.8 million guaranteed. It's a great move for the value. I personally think he was already going to come to Baltimore. There's a wonderful picture of Justin Tucker hitting that field goal to beat the Patriots where he's like, yeah. Arrington is the one who's sitting on the floor right in front of him just looking like, and that was the moment he knew, I got to play in Baltimore.
Yep.
So, yes, he comes to Baltimore. He will take over the slot cornerback position. Now he is our number 3, which puts Webby and Smith on the outside. It's a great move for depth. Get some of those bums who got toasted in the championship series a little further down the line. Now, last but certainly not least, the punishment came back for Deflategate. And, what the heck? I'm at a loss for words. Brady only gets 4 games, and he cries like a little girl and is threatening a lawsuit against the NFL. He has appealed his suspension.
Excuse me while I say, what a little bitch.
Yes.
This man is lying.
Crying like a little girl. And then he ran
Are
to...
we still talking about Bruce Jenner?
He's not there yet. But yeah, so he runs to Goodell, says, Daddy, make them stop. So now Roger Goodell is overseeing Brady's appeal, so we cannot wait to see the laughable reduction in
This is going to determine if I'm going to watch the NFL this year. I'm going to tell you right now.
Basically.
The team itself was fined $1 million.
Oh,
Which,
shucks.
go figure, dedicated, idiotic Patriot fans actually started a GoFundMe page to try raise the $1 million.
Serious?
Because cheating is...
Wow.
So help me, it's true.
We need a Kickstarter, so we need a Patreon for this. Get out of here.
That's all I did.
The Patriots don't have the money to...
There is 900 billion things more important that they could do money for, and they have to do it
Baltimore
for
riots. Send a little love down here, man.
Dude, I would
That
do
CVS needs to be rebuilt.
Rabies is
The
basically...
earthquake?
Yeah, the earthquakes. Yeah, seriously.
Rabies is basically curable. I dedicate it to rabies right
The
now.
train crash in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, exactly.
I would dedicate it to Joaquin Phoenix's beard just to make sure it's groomed correctly. Anything is more important than the Patriots. They will also lose the first-round draft pick in 2016 and the fourth-round draft pick in 2016.
So no sympathy.
The draft picks, that's a definite plus, but they literally ruined the integrity of quite possibly the biggest sporting event in our country's just ever.
You got caught cheating. You lied about it.
And you won't give up your cell phone records.
And you won't give up.
bastard.
Yeah, you won't give up the cell phone records because you're afraid something else might be in there. Goodell. Another girl on the side, Giselle.
Yeah, I was thinking,
That's
another
where
guy on the side.
Guy on the side. Goodell.
No, that's where Bruce Jenner
Bob
comes in. That's where Bruce Jenner comes in. Dear Tom, I miss you. Dear Bruce, not now. Giselle's next to me. I'm wearing those Uggs you sent me. So laughable pile of crap punishment, and more than likely to be reduced because Goodell only sees dollar signs. He doesn't care about the integrity of the game
Now
anymore.
they have to
You're
start
allowed
paying taxes, don't they? So that's a little bit.
You're allowed to cheat. You're allowed to, because of that, go to the Super Bowl, which you would have gotten anyway in there. And then you get MVP. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it just...
All right.
Don't worry, I'm.
He's working it.
Yeah,
I'm so
I know what you're doing.
huh? It's okay.
You know what it is. Hey, New York Jets, yeah, we finna crush y'all fish. Y'all know the talk.
And that's why the Jets have the worst fans in football.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was the New England theme, but that's okay.
Either way, it's still good.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Never to return
So,
again
but
ever.
yeah, it's cheating gets you everywhere, and as the wonderful new cover of Madden is coming out, there's actually a few different editions. There's the
Cheating edition.
Odell Beckham Jr. will be the legit one, and then there will be the Tom Brady one that comes with a deflated football controller. So, speaking of game editions, what do you got for me, Brad?
Game transitions.
It was coming.
I know, he gets me every time.
That was a good one.
I know. It's sad when I look back at that, and especially when looking at the New England Patriots, just going back to it and say, like, my God, this was done in a South Park episode, like, how many years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was done when they were caught with the videotape, and it was Cartman trying to teach those inner city kids to cheat to get by.
Spygate.
How do I reach these kids?
Must cheat.
But on things that probably won't be able to cheat in, especially coming out recently with its third year now birthday, isn't it, if I'm not mistaken? Diablo 3 is actually being invaded by cows, as they like to bring up as their kind of like birthday tradition they're doing for it. This is running from now until May 21st, where you'll be dealing with deadly cows in the game. And the video alone likes to just reiterate that they are utterly sorry for the amount of awful cow puns that they'll be putting into this game. When
Utterly sorry. I see what they did there.
and they do realize that the entire world is at stake here, but they are very sorry.
What's that? More what?
More cowbell?
What, James? Christopher Walken, what do you have to say? More?
Got a fever.
Got a fever.
Need more cowbell.
If only he was in the game, that would make it even more glorious.
great.
I know. But yeah, so get on there if you want to go and beat up some cows, because you know there isn't any cow level. There is no secret cow level, but there are killer cows. Hey, you gotta give it to Blizzard. You gotta give it to Blizzard for making it at least entertaining. Hey, I got an axe with your name on it.
That sounds like my ex-girlfriend.
I was thinking my family reunion.
God.
Dad's side.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But on to other things, not related to cows. We did find out that...
Sorry.
Actually, it's very apropos, to tell you the truth, and I'll tell you why. We're just finding out that Windows 10 will become preloaded with Candy Crush Saga.
America is officially dead.
Basically, sadly, after hearing that, much like the Solitaire and Minesweeper,
Blowing everything up tonight, huh?
yeah, Candy Crush is now going to be officially on Windows 10. Why, oh, why?
I had a thought.
And that thought was pretty much rectified. Yeah, what can I say? But moving on from there, on to good things, especially Final Fantasy IV, the After Years. This is the expansion episodic bundle that was released years later, apparently taking events 17 after the classic Super Nintendo game. Originally ported out to Japanese mobile devices and then ported over to the Wii ports storefront, is now being ported over to Steam. It is now officially up there as well, so you can buy it as the whole bundle in itself and play the ever-loving glory that is especially Final Fantasy. But, you know, the classic Final Fantasy IV, which has been out there for God knows how many years, and this now just expands upon the story with the characters in itself, and yeah, it's definitely out there. Again, this is more like the Wii version looking of the game, especially more like the DS style if they've done with it, but still, hey, more Final Fantasy out there. And as well as
news, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on, especially with that, we did get confirmation as well after a recent survey asking about what upcoming games would be great to be, reported, brought over. Grandia 2 actually will be coming to Steam as well. For those who don't know, this is the Dreamcast game that was released back in 2000. Very good, actually, JRPG game with a very interesting turn-based battle mechanic to it. Is going to be, again, released in 2000 for Dreamcast and then ported over to PlayStation 2 and the PC, surprisingly enough, but it's going to get an HD remake for it and be brought over to Steam, so I'm totally for that, especially as one person who loved old-school JRPGs, and that game, especially for the Dreamcast, was wonderful, I must say. So.
Still remember the old days when Cartman, that was his only goal in life. I gotta get a Sega Dreamcast.
Hey, the Dreamcast was a damn good system. If anybody had played it, there's some good gems on that game. Actually, some known for providing some of the best like arcade fighting ports, like games. What if you ever wanted like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Dead or Alive, any of those games were like on there, especially. So if you were a fighting game fan, you wanted like the arcade version just in your home, you had a Sega Dreamcast. It's too bad that it was a mid-season console and then PlayStation 2 came out and said, yeah, we do better than you. Darn it. So, but on to other news, especially if games come up. Ubisoft, the wonderful creators of that horrible recent Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Unity, yes, has actually just openly admitted in their recent video post out there that, yeah, we done goofed, basically saying, yeah, we did bad. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Unity, yeah, that's, yeah, we're sorry. We really wanted to make it up to you with our new title coming out. So,
Syndicate.
yes, we did get the announcement as well with Assassin's Creed Syndicate looking to be more in a Victorian London style setting and more of the British baller stuff. I don't even know what to go with that, but
There are some steampunk elements in there that look kind of cool.
basically it's just steampunk London with Assassin's Creed elements. Looks nice, but again, we'll wait to actually see. Again, they'll probably show more at E3, probably like a level design like they do with Assassin's Creed Unity.
Get ready for glitches.
Yeah. Oh my god, I point them out so easily. But yeah, at the same time, I'm like, it's the yearly franchise you're coming out with. It's Assassin's Creed. You played one, you played them all. I've lost interest in this series, to be honest. I'm sorry. Like, last one I played was probably like 2. I tried to get into Black Flag, and that's apparently like the best one to play as of late. I couldn't even get through it. I'm just like, I'm sorry, but it's the same thing. I've done this over and over again. Just please. Give it a rest.
Scout, research, plan, kill, escape.
Yeah, basically. It's the same thing. You do everything. For God's sakes, you can just run around, just assassinate everybody you freaking want to, and nobody really seems to notice. I mean, you're pretty much a powerhouse, but, But at least Ubisoft does admit to it, and it's more of a PR move, let's be honest. They're like, yeah, we done goof, but we have another game we're working really hard on.
Yeah.
Please buy it. So, unfortunately, but we'll see, of course, in the future, and with E3 right around the corner, we'll see how that turns out as well. But,
We're doomed.
and I hate to be a bit of a Debbie Downer, especially with things that are doomed. More light has been shown on, especially with the issues going on with Konami as well, and especially with Hideo Kojima and the Metal Gear Solid.
Boy.
This is I know, it's pretty much a sitcom right about now.
Yeah.
I know, I should just have...
This week in... How do you say it?
In Konami?
Yeah.
This week in Konami. Da, 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 da. But it just keeps going. I mean, this is like the controversy. There's always one every year of like some controversy that just keeps rolling on for weeks, and you keep hearing about it. But apparently, this past week, Konami tried to remove a certain speculation video that was posted up on YouTube that kind of like touched on kind of their ideas of rumors that they've been hearing about it. And apparently, they tried to take down the video because of 27 seconds of clip footage from Metal Gear Solid Rising, which is not really one you can do because YouTube basically said back to the lawyers, yeah, fair use act, get out of here. Basically, so the video is still up there, and I can see why Konami wants to shut this down, because the speculation shown off in the video, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the individual who put it out there, but you can probably find it, out on the interwebs. Touched on little ideas, kind of speculating. It's like, well, here's events that are going on right now and events to look into right now. And then I have an anonymous source from inside the company tell me this. Now, we'll admit that the anonymous source can't really be trustworthy, but I can verified that they work within that company, and this is what they're saying. And basically what the person's saying is, people are going to be losing jobs. They're redoing the entire organization. They're redoing all the companies right now and even condensing. Some of the production studios have been threatened with blackouts, with light blackouts, and even denial of internet service as well if they don't comply and stuff like that. So again, that's anonymous, can't really verify, but at the same time, you have to look at what's going on right now. They go into a little bit idea and looking at, okay, so what's Konami's main source of revenue factors right now if they are redoing the business? It's number one is their video games, their digital entertainments. That's where most of their industry comes from, and that comes down to 3 major title franchises: Metal Gear Solid, Pro Evolution Soccer, and Dance Dance Revolution. Their second,
missed that one.
Yeah, their second one, if I'm not mistaken, I think is the mobile one. I can't remember what it is, but that's pretty much their mobile applications. Is their second one. Their third one is gaming and something else. I forget it is. But if you really translate, well, you already have your video games in the digital section. So what's gaming? That means gambling. And recently this week, Konami was very excited to hear that the state of Nevada just passed a bill, Senate Bill 9, if I'm not mistaken, that allows skill-based gambling machines within the state of Nevada. And just so happens, Konami just recently shows off their brand new skill-based gaming systems, both of Dungeons & Dragons and Contra, 2 systems. Now, these are slot-based systems, and to explain what a skill-based gambling system is that they're slot machines. But when you get to the bonus stage, quote-unquote, you do have the ability to basically use some form of skill in the game. So at that point, when you get to the bonus stage, you can play a game, and if you're skilled at playing the bonus level, you can get more points and credits.
I want to gamble for Contra.
Yeah, so basically, so it looks at this point that they may be looking to axe off basically their first source of revenue, which would be video games, because if you really think about it, they're really money consuming and time consuming to actually get a game out there and product onto there. I mean, how long does it take for Metal Gear Solid 5 to be put onto the market? But don't worry, it's still coming out. And they may focus on mobile and gambling because, well, they just announced 2 new systems for gambling, if that's going to be the case. And they do make some money over in Japan with the slots and Plinko machines. And especially with a recent interview with the CEO, Hideki, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong, Hayakujua. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, and I'm terribly sorry. We're in a translated in a translated interview on NeoGAF thread. He said that basically mobile is where the future of gaming lies, end quote, according to the translation. Now, that just tells me right there you are in it for the money. Basically. Because if you think about it, what are mobile games right now?
Crap
and cash cows. That's all they are, really. So it's sad to see, especially this, and to see as even Guillermo del Toro said in his reaction to the whole bit of Silent Hills being canceled. He basically called it the scorched earth approach, basically, since they canceled the game and then remove PT from the servers itself. So it's okay. What are you doing, Konami? And basically, this is kind of not a good PR move. If we're finding all this out right now, it just kind of damages, And sad that we're basically finding out that, you're basically backing out of the video game industry and you're going to focus more on mobile games. Will we take you seriously? No. If you're going to focus more on gambling, we get it. You want to make more money. And it's sad that, especially for video game industry like Konami, you were one of the big hitters back in the, in the 90s and stuff like that for video games. In the 90s and those console eras, Japan was on point. You had the video game industry. Now, you're just struggling to keep up.
Sounds like Nintendo.
Well, they're doing it right there. But it's all these Japanese companies. They just don't understand or keeping up with it, especially with the integration of YouTube and seeing social media outlets like that, Twitch.tv. The PC market especially has adopted that. They're we understand that. The indie guys get it. They're if I give one of these popular YouTubers or Twitch guys my game, they can pretty much self-promote it for me and it'll sell. You get a YouTuber or a Twitch guy play one of the latest Japanese game, instant takedown notice. Why? Because they want more direct hits on the official page than they want on that YouTuber's page. But give it a 3 months down the line, then they'll allow it because well, you're trying to make your money within that first few weeks of sales. So that's why. I'm sorry to be ending on a bad note, guys. I'm sorry. Like, I wish I had positive, but...
You got nothing?
Yeah. I know.
I'm kidding. No, you had good news.
I know, but, don't worry. We have E3 coming around the corner, and let's be honest, it's a summer blockbuster season, so there's some good movies out there, and there's a little one out there called Mad Max Fury Road, so...
Fury
Ryan,
what?
Fury Road, excuse me.
He had it.
That was close. It's been one of those days.
It's right there.
It's been one of those nights, okay?
Close story of our relationship, Money Penny. Close, but no cigar.
If I'm not mistaken, James, you never had me.
Well, I guess, technically in Die Another Day, yes, but technically
yeah,
no. Because it was all CGI, but we'll be talking about CGI later, don't worry. All right, boys. Start off with the weekend box office report, because this one was kind of a shocker to me. Little movie we...
Oh, my God. Pitch Perfect got the top one.
A little movie came out I guess 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember the exact date, maybe 2012, 2013, called Pitch Perfect 2. I'm sorry, Pitch Perfect. And it was kind of a soft hit, almost, if you will, or whatever. The ladies loved it, and the boyfriends, could deal with it or whatever.
A soft hit. All right.
Okay, down boy. I'll have to get the whip out on you too. No, overall though, it was a good movie. I mean, it was in between all the Glee and the High School Musical and all that kind of stuff. Though,
the hype.
Exactly. And then, all of a sudden they like, okay, we're going to greenlight the sequel with Elizabeth Banks, who starred in the movie. We're going to have her direct it instead. So it's like, okay. And they released it in summer, which it doesn't seem like a summer type of movie in my mind. The only reason is it's just because
it's a feel-good movie.
Well, not so much that, Bradley. It's just because it isn't CGI.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, you do realize what you're going to be putting this up against. You're putting it against one of the biggest superhero franchises ever, and you're putting it against, 72-year-old director's brain F kind of action movie or whatever, though, too. And I'll be damned if it didn't make $70.3 million. More power to them, The ladies have spoken, and
True, yeah.
It wasn't so much testosterone this weekend.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what it is, and I'm going to probably see it. I'll probably wait to Redbox it at least. If I
You're not going to take the missus.
She's got finals. I don't care.
Saved by the bell.
Yeah. Mad Max Fury Road came in at $44.4 million. Pretty good overall. I mean, it's a rated R movie, and it's it's a sci-fi action movie. We're going to talk more about it later. I promise you, I'm going to keep on teasing it. But it's, not for everybody, I guess, Bradley.
Yeah, true.
But Avengers Age of Ultron, shocker, came in at still number 3, $38.8 million, bringing it to, we'll talk about that in a minute also. The movie Hot Pursuit.
The what?
Yeah, came in at $5.7 million. Yeah. Even Sofia Vergara can't save that. Paul Blart Cop 2 came into $3.6 million.
Why won't you die?
They're waiting for pixels.
Yeah, pretty much. So going back to Avengers, I did want to talk about this. I think this is a bigger story anyway. Avengers Age of Ultron did pass the $1 billion marker.
$1 billion. That's the Daily Double. Oh, God.
There we go.
He's making money.
Yeah, Walt Disney Pictures announced Friday that Age of Ultron crossed the epic $1 billion club during its 24th day of release, making it the third Marvel Studios film to hit that mark, along with The Avengers and Iron Man 3. As the 8th Disney film to reach this milestone, the company is also on track to see Avengers Age of Ultron become the highest-grossing domestic film of 2015. Still say Star Wars has got legs. It's not over yet.
Not over yet.
It ain't over yet. No. It opened internationally on April 22nd. It's already grossed like $990 million, yada yada yada, and so forth. It didn't do quite what Avengers has done, and because of that, people are saying, "Oh, it's a failure. It's not as good." Whatever.
Look how much money it's made. Yeah, people are raving about it. Are you kidding me?
You mean it's at number 3 and it's only been 3 weeks? Come on, this sucks. It's not over yet. Look at the big picture here.
It was a good film. It was a good summer film.
Oh, week 4, it's still making $30 million. Well, it's still awful. Shut up.
But Paul Blart Mall Cop is right behind it. Really?
Shut up.
Did you graduate math yet? Did you?
No, it's I gave it what I give it, the 4, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, you did.
I think I gave it a 4.
did.
Still stand by that.
It's a good film.
It's a good film. Yeah, I think it's definitely some. I mean, you can go watch that a million times or whatever. I'd rather go see that anytime than if somebody gave me a free ticket to Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'd
though.
pay them to take it back.
Yeah. Speaking of movies, while you notice I left a movie out that's not in the top 5 anymore.
Fury
7, yes. But here's some good news. Dwayne Johnson has confirmed, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that is officially on board with the 8th installment of the Fast and Furious. This was reported by Collider.com. At a press conference promoting the brawny actor's new film, San Andreas, Johnson had a simple answer, the question of whether he'd be in the upcoming Furious 8. Of course. Don't you smell what I'm cooking? It can't go on without Hobbs. There's also been talks about a spin-off film with him, I think, which would be really interesting to see. I mean, just
It wouldn't be a Fast and Furious film at all.
and that's fine. No, actually, I could live with that. He commented on this saying, we're all interested in it. I just had a big conversation with the studio, so we'll see. I still think, for me personally, we've created a little bit of a space for him in 7, and the gauge is set for what audiences will want. That's my take on it, but a lot of other people have to have input. Furious 8 is set for April 14th, 2017, so now you have Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson set for that. Mm-hmm. So we knew it was coming, so that's good news. I mean, I like seeing The Rock in there. I just hope that he's going to have a bigger part in it.
Yeah.
I really do.
It was kind of
I mean, I think he was in between. I mean, look at how many films the guy makes per year, at least 2 or at least 2.
He's a busy man.
Yeah,
so, I mean, he's a busy guy. Just getting him in there and the name credibility on there. It's got it all
he's got his HBO show
And
to
still
do, too.
having to do his name drops on WWE like 2
He
times
does that too. He's got reality shows.
Yeah,
he's got the
a
HBO show
show
from the
Ballers or
producers of
something.
from Entourage, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact, which is only 1 month away. Yay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yay. Okay, so now on to the main event. Do you want to talk about Mad Max? I dragged Bradley. I say dragged Bradley. And
Kicking and screaming.
taking it back all the way to Thursday afternoon, I sent JR and BB over here. I sent them messages saying, hey, anybody want to go see Mad Max? And, Bradley's like, well, I don't get off till later. Okay.
My work
and then
schedule
it's like,
sucks.
I'm not dragging you, though. I'm not forcing you to go. I can make up the 9 o'clock showing. Okay, your choice, not mine. All right, just warning you or whatever. I would have gone to see this movie by myself. I did not try to drag my chick to this at all. Okay, as a matter of fact, I tried to talk her out of going to this movie.
Yeah, I don't think she would like that.
Yeah. So Mad Max, I've never seen any of the other ones before. I've never saw Mad Max.
It's on Netflix, too, by the way.
The Road Warrior. No, it's not anymore. I just checked.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, the license must be up.
Apple iTunes has it now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's all over that. But if you can catch it on iTunes, that's great. I will be going back to watch these movies, though, too. And just going in, once again, with an open mind, just because of when they were made and just the quality of them at the time, though, too. This one, James, this is an action movie, and we won't do spoilers because you haven't seen it or whatever, but I'll briefly describe it to you. It is an action movie, post-apocalyptic. That's right. Mm-hmm. Okay. In pretty much set in this wasteland, like almost kind of think what would happen after the Terminator minus the machines or whatever. Survival for water. It's in the desert, and everybody, they have plenty of crazy types of cars in there, and you have Charlize Theron with a attached mechanical arm of some sorts. People will blow fuel on their engine to get it to go faster.
Nitro.
You have a truck running on a guy playing guitar which has flames coming out of it or whatever.
Was he smoking when he
You have
chrome-plated everything.
you have Tom Hardy attached to the front of some probably busted old Cadillac, I think.
No, it wasn't a Cadillac.
That
That
wasn't
was
the
like a
Cadillac.
buggy. Was it a Cadillac?
Oh, it could have been the bug. It could have been the
buggy.
bug. Yeah, I think it was. Where he's getting blood pumped out of him to
to the driver.
To the
because he wants
driver.
the adrenaline.
You have supermodels in it, which are playing. This is what do they say? It is a feminist movie, or it is not a feminist movie. I don't know. It's pro women. That's for sure, but not in the way that it's not produced by Michael Bay, which means that they're not going to be showing ass shots all the time and having just slow motion of.
They're all clothed too throughout the entire film.
Pretty much. And actually, Rosie Huntington Whiteley, is that? Yeah,
yep, I guess. Yeah,
I recognize those mosquito bite lips anywhere.
She's in it. She actually did a pretty good job in it.
Yeah, they do well.
Yeah, overall though, this was an interesting movie because I've never seen anything like this before. Bradley, jump in whenever you want here, buddy.
Well, unlike the other ones, which are apparently focused on more just like, if I'm not mistaken, focused on getting gas and like getting, whatever resources did. This
they have plenty of fuel. Yeah.
They have plenty of fuel.
This is about the water supply.
This is water supply, but it's more about the girls and trying to deal again, they do the whole thing of like trying to redeem themselves for past actions. So
so pretty much the bad guy in this, what's his name? Bob or something like that. Anyway, I can't even describe this guy. Somebody said Beetlejuice's big bad father.
Well, he was in the original ones too, wasn't he?
Sort of. Or if it's the same guy that played him,
okay.
I don't know. No, pretty much this guy, he controls this
Citadel.
What is left of the human race. He controls the water supply and teases them by pouring off a waterfall and turns it off right away by the time they get a drop of water. Yeah. The guy is such a douchebag. He has some sons and just one's like really like pro wrestler kind of looking or whatever. You also have, and this is where it comes into we'll say the supermodels, because they really are all supermodels.
He's basically a glorified god, is basically what it is that they've risen him to basically deity level. They see him as a god. He has like his own warriors that, pray to basically like Norse mythology, seeing him as that. Again, metal.
Here's this.
Where's Norse mythology? Come on.
Here's the synopsis. In a stark desert landscape where humanity is broken, two rebels just might be able to restore order. Max, a man of action in a few words, and Furiosa, a woman of action who is looking to make it back to her childhood homeland. Charlize Theron is also in this too. Nicholas Hoult, I don't know if you know that name, but you definitely know who he is. You've seen his work, X-Men, First Class, and X-Men Days of Future Past. He played Beast. He's the guy who gives my favorite quote of the whole month.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
I love that. I can't get enough of it. What can I say?
He's throughout the whole film too.
Yeah,
he plays really well too.
Yeah,
he was probably entertaining.
He plays kind of like the humor in a way. The comedy relief. His name is Nux in there. The bad guy's name is Immortan Joe, and pretty much Immortan Joe is like with these ladies these are his girls, and I guess he's using them
his
for
prime breeders.
Yes, exactly, and they're perfect or whatever. And Charlize Theron is trying to escape with them over to this what her old hometown was, whereas like hopefully they call it the green
place.
The green place. Okay, trust me. Let me know if I'm going too spoiler.
You're fine. That's pretty much the synopsis of the story.
Yeah, and she's trying to take all 5 of them over. Max is been already captured by Morton Joe, and he's being used for his blood and so forth, though too.
As he's strapped to a car.
Yeah. Well, once they realize that Charlize Theron is escaping and going off her route, that's when it turns. The whole movie ends up being a car chase.
Yeah. Just one long car chase.
It's one long car chase, but it's done so well. It's just
there's enough action.
Yeah, they don't even stop a car to refuel it and repair it. They just keep it going.
They keep it going and
repair it. If it's got a flat tire, that car's still moving. If there's a sandstorm, they're going through it. Yeah.
If it's stuck in the mud, they're winching it and getting it out.
If there's rocks in the way, hell, we'll get a monster
truck and run over it. And the guy playing the guitar in the back wants to.
All right, you know Junkie XL? You know that you're familiar with that name? Okay. He's going to actually be doing the new Batman theme, as a matter of fact. He works with Hans Zimmer sometimes. I think he worked with him on the Man of Steel score. He did the last 300 score as well, too. And you definitely recognize his work in here, and he did a great job with the score. And I don't know if that's him playing guitar. It could be. Whatever. But no, it's like pretty much Immortan Joe has his like little minions. He has like these little white putties almost, I would say. And they will do anything for him.
Basically,
and it's like his little army in a way. And they go to get a steering wheel because the cars are such a big character in this movie as well too, and they like the steering wheels are all in like a little shrine almost or something like that. They go
pick them up and it's like, oh,
yeah, it's like it's like a religious thing almost to do.
Yeah.
Whatever, and it's just I don't know. I want to go back and see it. So if you want to go see this movie with you, I will.
It's a visual feast, that is definitely for sure. It's,
like
you'll see a lot of blue and orange, I'll guarantee you that.
Like I was telling Bradley, this movie was going on track for at least 99% going into the weekend. It got 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now
that tells you
Rotten Tomatoes has pissed me off in the past. Believe me, okay?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
like we went into this like thinking 99%. Like going into it, we both look at each other and go, "No way, there's no way, it can't be." Then we saw it.
I could see it. Yeah, I could see how that.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why, especially for the visuals of that movie alone. Like, again, the best way I could describe this is you take any, like, 80s heavy metal, like, album cover that's just nothing but chrome and pure testosterone and bring it to life. Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah,
I mean the game Brutal Legend, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Now raise your goblet of rock.
Basically. I mean, for God's sakes, that's why they had the metal guy in there playing the guitar.
Much, I guess, so, too. I mean, he's had so long. I don't remember the last time a Mad Max movie came out. I'm going to guess in the late 80s, probably.
Yeah, I mean, Tina Turner was in it.
Yeah. And, you know, he had George Miller, when I say he, I mean, he's had all this time. He's obviously thought up the story or whatever. He's 72 years old. He does lots of practical effects in this, James.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, from the very beginning. I mean,
there's
that's how it starts.
Too many, like. I
mean, obviously, the sandstorm you had to.
You had to do CGI in there. I mean, they're probably in the mud, probably a bit. I bet you there's probably a little bit in there. I mean, you had the blue filter across the entire thing.
Yeah. What else do I want to say about this? I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it's just you almost need. I mean, it was so much high intense action. While by the time they like kind of stopped for the story, it's just like, whew, okay.
Yeah, you know? It's like you get a breather. Right back into it.
Yeah, whatever. And it's like, okay, yeah. So, and it went by pretty quick.
Actually,
I mean,
yeah, surprisingly,
it's a 2-hour movie,
2-hour film, but it flies by.
We gave in for the 3D just because of the time we saw it in. But I mean, I think the 3D did it justice.
3D was fine. The one thing, of course, I always say is, you know, it's never going to be 2D because 2D is going to be, it's just an illusion of it. But one thing that always bothers me with 3D is, especially with motion blur, that can happen. I did not see that at all in this film, which is a plus. I'm like, because that's one thing that really grates me. Now, when we saw Pacific Rim, we saw that in the IMAX.
Yeah.
Hardcore motion blur, especially when they do the cockpit with the two pilots. There was some major motion blur, and then that's what really made it hard to see.
Not that I remember, anyway.
I know, but in this, there was none there, so I was fine with it. It just added just a little nuance to some of the scenes, especially. Yeah. It's still not bad. If you see it in 3D, you'll be fine. But 2D,
yeah. Let me point this out. You need to see this in movie theaters to get that experience.
Yeah, to get that. It would the thunderous like.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it wasn't shot in IMAX, but anything that you can get that sound quality in there too. To get
the sound, especially.
I mean,
just the explosion, the roar of just the engines alone. Yeah,
yeah.
Again, it's a visual feast.
It really is. It's. I'm going to give it easily a 4.5.
4.5.
I'm going to give it 4.5. Yeah, I really am. It's not like my top favorite movie of all times, but it was such a great surprise. And the more I talk about it, and the more I think about it,
you're glad you went and saw it.
I am absolutely glad I saw it. I was more worried. I was like, is this thing being overhyped, and is Rotten Tomatoes trying to screw with my head again? But. And no, I mean it wasn't. I mean,
I've actually gone online to my Steam page, especially, and looked at some of my Steam friends have gone and commented. Some of them seen it. They're like, "Yeah, this movie does a Mad Max justice." To those who have seen it, if you've seen Road Warrior, apparently you're going to see a lot of Easter eggs tied in with it as well. Now, of course, sadly, we haven't caught up on that.
That makes me want to go watch Road Warrior and then go see this movie again.
Exactly. Yeah. So I. Definitely, I'd probably say see this again, especially to see all the little nuances. But this is a visual feast for you, especially.
It always comes down to the question: is like, okay, I enjoyed it. Would I buy it? I would buy this movie.
You would buy it.
Bottom
easily.
line, I would buy this movie. Okay, I'd add it to the collection. It's something I can just turn on, enjoy, and just. We've talked about Fury.
It's a guy's
7.
film. I'm sorry, it is totally a guy's film.
But the women really can kick some ass in here.
Yeah, the women can kick ass.
I mean, a great fight between Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy. And I'm not giving Tom Hardy enough credit in here. He did a really good job. It's just that
I felt like he was in the background the entire film, though.
To a point, this could have been Charlize Theron's movie too.
It was,
I guess, maybe, but it's just I think that's how Max just, I think that's his character. He doesn't talk too much. He only speaks when it's necessary.
Yeah.
And when he did, he delivered the lines, he delivered the action.
He does a lot of grunts. He does a lot of grunting.
He talked more as Bane, but he also wore a mask in this too.
True, yeah. Oh, he did wear a mask.
He did wear a mask. I can't believe Warner Brothers would say, you need to wear another mask, Tom.
It's like, come on.
Yeah. Whatever, though.
He does at least get the mask off, too.
Yeah, he got the mask off, though, this time. So that was good news. Going next, anything else you want to say about the movie?
I'm trying to think.
I was worried you weren't going to like it. When Bradley walks out there, he's like, what did I just watch?
I think that's my surprise, because I was like, I did not
here's
expect
my
that.
list of negatives.
Yes.
It's like when I came out, I was like, I did not expect that, because I think when I came out of it, I was trying to analyze, like, what would I describe this as? And then when I, for some reason, heard heavy metal thunder in my head, I was like, yep, that's it.
We just kept getting a crack out, and when you see it, the guy with the guitar.
Oh, the guitar. You cannot help but laugh, because
he's like, I knew they were going to play the guitar again.
Because here's the thing, that whole setup, he's hanging from like speakers, playing a double bass guitar that shoots fire out of it, and on the back he's got like 6 guys just pounding drums.
And he's got the speakers behind him too.
Yeah. Like,
and then
it's the war banner. I mean, come on.
And then there's guys that are like on like circus stilts or something like that.
They're still
in the middle of a car.
No, in the middle.
The sunroof.
Yeah, they're on stilts, but they swing too, and they're swinging.
They swing down like this to capture somebody.
The counterweight is an engine.
Huh?
The counterweight for those things are an engine. Did you see that? Oh.
All right, he's eager to see this.
Again, it's
let me know when you want to go.
It's an 80s album cover just come to life. Let's just be honest. That's really what it is. So
yeah. Can't say enough good things. I mean, I don't know if this will be my favorite movie of the year, but it's definitely going to be in my top 5.
I know it's rated R, but I was actually going into it thinking, especially with a lot of the fight scenes, I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more graphic. Surprised it was a little bit more tame for my...
the ending part.
No, that one... I mean, they could have shown a little bit more, but yeah. But it was like most of those fight scenes, I'm just like, yeah, it's an explosion, but like a guy... Yeah, but I was... For an rated R, I was expecting a little bit more graphic, but a little bit tamer than what I was expecting. But that's fine.
Yeah, I played safe.
Still, they look good.
It was deserved to be rated R.
Yeah, it was done well.
Yep. Anyway, speaking of things that were done well, let's talk about, and I know JR wanted to talk about this from last week, Suicide Squad and Harley Quinn pics that have been surfacing all over the internet.
Every character is also up there.
Pretty much characters I never knew or never heard that existed. Killer Croc.
Yeah, he's
I
in
never
there.
heard of him before. Maybe
He played Arkham Asylum. He was in there.
I never played it. Never played it. I mean, this is the one that's getting me, and this is, obviously... Yeah. All right, so let's start off with the whole Harley Quinn, because we never had a chance to talk about this, and Harley Quinn is obviously the nerds are worried about this. Are they going to do it justice? I don't like that she's not wearing the typical Harley Quinn.
They're looking for the corset, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this one, she's got pigtails, red, white, and blue hair, pretty much.
Yeah.
And she's wearing like a long sleeve, almost like a baseball shirt. It says
wearing a baseball shirt and a jacket.
It was a Daddy's Little Monster, I think.
Yeah, and then she's got the leather jacket with a J on it.
She's been carrying a baseball bat also.
Yeah, so that's fine.
I'm all down with that.
Yeah.
You want to get that way, that's cool with me. And she's got she's not wearing pants. I mean,
it's like booties with like the ripped
and
tights
fishnets
and
bruises, and she's got some cuts, and she's got the very white face and red lipstick on it.
Yeah, so she's got the Harley Quinn face
this
paint.
could be there's supposedly more than one outfit in there though too, and that's fine or whatever. But I just wanted overall what you got. We didn't have a chance to talk about. I mean, they're showing Will Smith's new
Deadshot,
his Deadshot on there too. I mean, he did wear the mask, and it looks like more of a realistic kind of a Deadshot. I mean, the Deadshot I think of is the one from Arrow, and that was an interesting spin to it also though too.
But you think more comic book style with it, a little bit more flair, shall we say?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I felt with Harley Quinn. It's like I see this and I'm like, you got the essence, but I don't think the soul is what I kind of want to say. It's like it seems so kind of generic to me.
But
almost.
if you're doing it in a more
realistic,
if you were doing this in a Marvel Cinematic Universe, I would say they would go all kinds of crazy with this.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
It's not that they're playing it safe, but remember, this is going to be a dark movie there, Bradley.
True.
And it hasn't been ruled out that this movie could be rated R, though, too.
And you have a lot of other characters being shown off in this movie as well. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to make it a rated R just because they want to keep it in the cinematic universe. universe or whatever.
PG-13.
But they're going to make it a dark PG-13. This is not one that you take the little kids to go see.
No,
you
yeah.
know,
I mean, it's
whatever.
you have all the villains, and the Suicide Squad goes out and like hunts down and kills like
the guy who
dictators.
wrote Training Day and just directed Fury. I mean, come on. I mean, you know what he's capable of doing. So, you know,
I know it's just aesthetics.
He's a man
that
with a
we're,
plan.
Yeah, I know it's just aesthetics that we're playing on. It's like with Harley Quinn. I guess, especially from my viewpoint, is that I've been spoiled so much with your
screenshots.
video games.
Yes, you have.
Exactly. You've seen them all over our Instagram page if you want to, and you see those character designs. And you're like, wow, this is, creative and ingenious. And then you see this and you're like, this is kind of just meh.
You're putting one of the hottest female actresses who can actually act.
True, exactly. Who can actually act.
As one of the most iconic female
Exactly.
villainous.
And it's like, okay, I want to trust you guys.
Yeah, a picture doesn't say crap.
True,
it's about all
true.
the performance, though, too.
Exactly.
When she performed...
She could perform.
Somebody was watching Wolf of Wall Street again.
Let me rephrase that. When she's in this movie giving her... when she's starring as Harley Quinn in the movie, okay? And she nails the part, which I'm sure she will.
Yeah, nails it all right.
Nice. Mic drop.
Mic drop.
I'm sure that everybody's opinion will be changed. I mean, a picture can say a lot about a movie, can do whatever, though, too. I mean, it can only be speculation right about now.
Right.
I mean, her blowing a big bubble with bubble gum and her being carried by Will Smith doesn't say anything to us or whatever. Who knows what can happen?
We see the full body paint of Killer Croc. We see Deadshot.
I don't even know anything about it, but I'd like to research it and find out about
Here's
it. So.
Wikipedia, son.
Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang. You didn't know anything about him until you read up on it.
Yeah.
Or you can get the graphic novels, which you can totally buy off of our Amazon page over at thebanteringbohs.com.
Attaboy. Yeah. Catch your breath. Moving on here, speaking with the DC Universe, we got some pictures of the Batwing. Didn't know if you guys had to check it out, or had a chance to check it out anyway. It looks like a stealth bomber, pretty much, but with a little Batman panache to it, I guess you could say.
That's something.
Yeah.
Something the French like to call I don't know, je ne sais quoi.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
It's not going to be anything like
be
the
based
Bat.
on it.
It's not going to be anything like the Batwing from Batman 1989 at all. I know you guys can barely see this at all, but we will post it on the page too.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we saw it in the trailer, and I think Batman's going to be having a lot of fun toys in this or whatever. As Ben Affleck did say, he said the idea for the new Batman is to redefine him in a new way that doesn't compete with Christian Bale and Chris Nolan's Batman, but still within the Batman canon, it will be an older and wiser version, particularly as he relates to Henry Cavill's Superman character. He added,
Frank Miller's.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
we'll see
his
what
older,
basically-
wiser knows exactly what to do. I mean, that's what
Basically, we will know what he's saying, and he won't sound like an idiot.
Yeah. I can
bleed.
You will.
Yeah. Other pictures that came out, I know we're talking a lot about pictures tonight. It's kind of hard for the audience to see it, but that even gets you more motivation to go over to the Instagram page and check out this new image of Frank Grillo as Crossbones. Crossbones, as we move into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we knew that Frank Grillo, for those of you that still haven't had a chance to see The Winter Soldier, he was playing in there Brock. Oh, was it Brock?
Blomkamp, was it?
Something like that. Anyway, bottom line is that he was working for SHIELD, aka Hydra. He was really, probably like the right-hand man in there. And when the building came down, spoiler alert, at the end, he was like he was fighting Anthony Mackie, and then
He was the charcoal briquette on the hospital bed.
he was the real Anakin Skywalker, is what he was. And yes, he's coming back in here, and now he's coming back. Pictures have surfaced because they're shooting Captain America 3 as we speak, and pictures were tweeted out by Frank Grillo of him, and he said, "I will find you, all of you." #X and Crossbones, that is. The Winter Soldier was only a taste of what's to come with the next film. I couldn't be more humbled and excited, he said. So,
since that's going to be Civil War, right?
yeah,
Doing
it's going to be
Cap 3?
somewhere where, yeah. Once again, Daniel Bruhl is playing Baron Zemo, another major villain from the comics who has a significant role to play as well, one that could span multiple films. Maybe Crossbones might be working with him. Here's just the synopsis one more time. Captain America Civil War picks up where Avengers Age of Ultron left off, as Steve Rogers leads the new team of Avengers in their continued efforts to safeguard humanity. After another international incident involving the Avengers results in collateral damage, political pressure mounts to install a system of accountability and a governing body to determine where to enlist the services of the team. The new status quo fractures the Avengers while they try to protect the world from a new and never's villain. Avengers 2.5.
Yeah,
really,
basically.
it really was, and I'm down with that. Just don't take away from Cap because that's his movie, though. And but I hope the directors know what they're doing. I really do. So we shall see with that. Man, we're running out of time here. I'm not going to be able to talk about any of this stuff that I wanted to. Hateful Eight Pictures, we talked about briefly last week. Bottom line is it's Kurt Russell with a really, really long, cool mustache in there. Samuel L. Jackson looking like Samuel L. Jackson. Still don't know when the release date for this movie is going to be, but Quentin Tarantino looks like he's going to do it again.
Yep.
Read today that they had a sneak preview of it at the Cannes Film Festival right now. So, Harvey Weinstein's doing that. He's pretty much the producer that can get anything into the Oscars without trying or whatever. I mean, he produced Imitation Game. Oscar buzz, so that's all good. Good news for you guys that are, you guys are familiar with the name Brad Bird, right? Mm-hmm. He directed Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, The Iron Giant, and a little movie called The Incredibles. And yes, The Incredibles 2 is going to be coming as his next film.
Hey. That was a good film.
I never saw all of it. I want to go back and watch that, though,
It's a good Disney film, too.
I think it's supposed to be a good just superhero film in general, though, too. Bird has proven that he can direct not only animated but also live action films too, and I think he's about to do it again with Tomorrowland. Everything that I'm seeing so far I like.
It was in a direction I did not expect it to go when we saw the trailer for it.
Oh, for that,
for Tomorrowland.
Yeah,
I was expecting it to be a little bit more whimsical. Now it's like action packed, like suspense. I'm like, okay, this is a different direction we're going in.
That's fine. He can do action. Well. He can do it well. That he does good, character driven though too. At the same time though as well. Finishing up here, James McAvoy shaved his head for X-Men, yay.
Whoop-de-doo, moving on.
Yeah, still don't know about Spider-Man. Not sure. It could be Asa Butterfield. We don't know about that.
I thought that they announced that it's going to be the Ender's Game kid.
Yeah, that's Asa Butterfield.
Okay, yeah.
It's rumored right now.
It's rumored, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're...
Freaking IGN, I hate you.
Bradley, they could have picked Spider-Man already, and he could be on the set as we speak right now.
True.
Until they announce it, we just don't know.
It's IGN. They keep coming up with that. It's going to be this guy. Like, get off my phone.
We're going to have to wait till next week to talk about this. Fox is going to produce a new spin-off film to the X-Men called The New Mutants. We'll do some research about that. Black Panther director, who directed the movie Selma, as a matter of fact, is possibly in talks to direct that. My only fear with that is you're taking a director who does these great, she does more dramatic films from, I've only seen Selma, but I don't see her directing a superhero movie or whatever. And because she's a female, they're saying she could even direct Captain Marvel. I don't know, though, too. And, because she's African American, they're saying, "Oh, well, it could be Black Panther." It'd be like,
does it have to be?
It doesn't have to be that way. Whatever. But I also don't see her fitting in just because I think she would rather go do her own thing instead of being kind of taking forced into something with a whole cinematic universe where pretty much you're already given a script and you only can work with so much there too. With all due respect to the directors in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And there's a new Fugitive movie on the way.
Jesus.
Don't know if it's going to be a sequel or not. It could be anything. It's going to be from the producers of the original. That's the only hope I have for that. Hopefully they don't bring back Harrison Ford or Tommy Lee Jones. Just give me a brand new one, and then I have the original to go back to.
Tommy Lee Jones said, I don't care.
Well, can't we bring back Wesley Snipes, considering he actually was a fugitive for a while with tax evasion?
Oh, ouch.
Please do.
And last thing here, they have picked a actor to Gary Anthony Williams. He is going to be Bebop in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, so it is coming.
Bebop. Rock steady.
Okay, wow.
I do remember that freaking quote. I still have the VHS, by the way.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Anyway, recommendations for the week, boys. Go.
Well, if you haven't already seen it, Mad Max movie out there is pretty darn good, if I'm not mistaken.
What did you rate it? You never told me.
Did I say 4?
Did you say 4? You give 4.
I said 4.
That's pretty good for Game Genie.
I liked it. What can I say?
I'm shocked. I thought you were going to hate it.
No, I came out of it. I was just a little confused because I'm like,
told
let me
you
just
had to let
try
it
and
sink
figure
in.
out this. I did need to let it sink in. Then give me a drive home, and I was like, Heavy Metal Thunder.
Yep.
But if I'm not mistaken, this week Witcher 3 should be out. If I'm not mistaken, so if you haven't already pre-ordered it or watched Conan O'Brien's Street Gamer on that, you pretty much know what to expect. So expect the rush to the sex scenes to happen already, but an actual good, hopefully, Western RPG, especially game to be coming out. So, and trust me, CD Projekt Red does really good, like medieval style fantasy games, especially. So, if it's anything like Witcher 2, I'm all for it. So, Witcher 3, look for it.
Okay.
The wonderful rockers we all came to grow up with, Incubus, is back out of the studio with a little small sampling 4-track EP. Last song just released was Absolution Calling. Can hear it on Heavy Rotation 98 Rock and all serious rock-based channels on satellite. It's just them doing their thing, but it's been a long time. They kind of took a brief stint out to do like the political based records.
It's like 06 or 07, I think.
What was it? That was because you had Crow Left in the Murder, Crow Left in the Murder, and then Anna Marie, which I saw him actually in live when they came out with Crow Left in the Murder. So, and they were even very political during that about Bush. So it's like
I tried to go see him in concert with Linkin Park about like 3 years ago, and it said Linkin Park Incubus concert. Incubus never showed.
Oh,
that was not fun.
I'm trying to remember if that was a cancellation or I think it was only Incubus was on some of the shows.
Maybe that's
probably
what it
was. Yeah,
but
Anna Marie, I can only remember like one song off that. Yeah. No, it was Lake Grenades. Lake Grenades was the album. Anna Marie was a song on there. Yeah,
it was an Anomaly, but they
Anna Marie
spaced it out for Anomaly.
Yeah,
but anyway, though they've dropped the political BS and actually sounds like they've kind of remembered.
Came back Morning View.
We're musicians. I forgot. So it's pretty good song. Go pick it up on iTunes.
Good. Okay. In theaters this week, go see Mad Max. If that's your cup of tea, definitely go. If you like action movies and you can turn off your off a switch in your head,
turn off your mind, because I luckily enough did that. I'm just like, wow.
Just go in with no.
I never turn mine on.
You're good.
Don't let the I don't want to say don't go in without any expectations at all, but I'm just saying though, be prepared to have your mind blown, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pitch Perfect 2 is out there if you if that's your cup of tea. Or there is Tomorrowland also. We will be back. Just a programming note. We will not be recording next week. We will be back the following week. We are taking a little hiatus.
Yeah.
You can come
next
week, Bradley. Bradley, you can come here next week if you want to, but you don't have to.
True, yeah.
We're going to be on holiday. So, in the meantime, okay. Yeah. In the meantime, find us at thebanteringbohs.com. There you'll find all of our latest shows and links to all the various social media networks.
Especially that Instagram page where you can see my photos.
And Instagram. The Daily Screeny.
Daily VG Screeny.
Jeez, this every day.
I'm excited about my work. What can I say?
Gentlemen, have a great week.
You too.
2 weeks, that is.
Yeah.
And everyone listening, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks. Peace out.
I like Krabby Patties.
Deuces.
What a lovely day.
Hey there, folks. Do make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Bantering Bohs. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Bantering Bohs. Thank you, and deuces.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!